Sorry for the craziness. And I wish I had Travis's number, I would.
You want me to run up and get him?
He's here.
Yeah, I
He's
know, I
upstairs.
I would just text him to say that we're struggling a little bit here with this technology.
I think he can hear us.
Okay.
Travis, if you could hear us, make the camera wiggle,
Which camera?
okay?
Oh, okay,
No
that's
wiggle.
We're
great.
having problems with our internet down here for some reason. So we will get going as soon as we can. If you want to come help, you can.
He won't say no.
Then continue, the public hearing for Lot B on Crouch Road. because they're still in the midst of their 401 water quality.
Okay. Make a motion to continue the public hearing for Lot B on Crouch Road.
Second?
Okay, so we're gonna pick a date, and that's going to be, June 11th.
June 11th.
Second, all in favor?
Aye. Philip Woodford.
Aye, Karen Dusty.
I, Joyce Ihawker. Okay, we have CSX. Are you here from CSX?
Yes, I am.
All right, we have an RDA for CSX Transportation, for their vegetation management. And, hi,
Hi, I remember you from 5 years ago, and maybe 10 years ago.
and then
too.
so at one
I've seen
point, Tim O'Brien, who was an older member, and myself
Mhm.
got in the truck and we went down the track and looked at,
Okay,
all of the locations.
yes, yeah,
And, if it hasn't changed from that,
it's not changed.
and so one of the things that we did, is that we had the track marked
Mhm.
where they're supposed to stop
Yes,
with the button. So can you just, all right, so this is CSX and they have
Right, right.
a yearly operational, the yacht
Yes.
that they go through, and you have a train that cuts and then also has chemicals.
there's a separate one that has chemicals, herbicides, yes.
Okay.
So there are two things, the yearly operational plan, but I'm here as part of the 5-year VMP, the Vegetation Management Plan. As part of that VMP, CSX is required to submit an RDA seeking the commission's okay of where we've located wetlands that are near the railroad,
Mhm.
so that the weed spray will have to turn the weed spray off. So, and I actually, before we did submit the RDA, I checked the 2020 maps to compare, and there's been no change. So we go out there, we went out last fall and rode on the railroad ourselves and looked where we thought there were wetlands to see where they were, put marks on the railroad cross ties, the wooden ties, showing where the weed spray has to turn off within 10 feet of wetlands or water bodies.
10
So
feet.
those haven't changed.
Okay.
That's
Cozy.
the regulation.
10 feet's close, yeah.
It's very cozy.
What are you using for spray, for herbicide?
That's part of the YOP, it changes every year. I don't have the list of chemicals, but the commission should have gotten a notice that that YOP was available.
I am sure that we did, because we received something a few months back.
Yeah, a month or two ago.
Yeah.
The chemicals that they use, that CSX contractor uses, are approved by the state for use in what's called sensitive areas, which means wetland buffer zone, riverfront, because they're very, they're not mobile in liquids, like if it
Mhm.
rains, they adhere to soil particles. This DEP has tested these, so there's a list, that list is also available online.
Okay, as long as you're using something made for that purpose. Perfect. Just not off-the-shelf Roundup.
It is not off the shelf. So we have a little package. Did you take a look? I know Corinne sent
I haven't, I just got it here.
the document, and I did pull it up on the digital document, right? CSX. And then voila. So, yeah, it is,
So that blue color indicates that it's within 100 feet of a wetland, so it's a buffer zone. They can only spray at most once per year. And you'll see some yellow areas, that's where there's no spray at all, because there's a wetland within 10 feet of the spray zone.
What do you do for management when you can't spray? Do you go and manually pull the
Yeah.
weeds?
Weed whackers, yeah.
oh, really? Okay, so like an area like on this, where
Yes.
it's, you're crossing, obviously you're not gonna spray.
Right, that's probably an open deck bridge, where
Yeah.
it's just the ties, there's no soil for weeds to take root anyway.
Right. Well, ideally, if we have a crossing over a road in downtown Warren, and there's a forest growing in it. Not joking, it's,
That's a CSX
Yeah.
bridge over the.
yeah, right, like if you leave here and you go to downtown,
Yeah, okay.
and you go under the bridge, you
Yeah.
take Maple Street, and you go under the underpass to go to downtown Warren,
Yes,
you will see the forest growing out of the, I mean, the trestle is, you know, maybe 30 feet.
Mhm.
It's 2 lanes, very cozy, you know, it was built a million years ago. But there is a lot of vegetation growing out of it, yeah. Yeah. They're like, people comment about that regularly. Don't they cut that down? Doesn't it weaken it, like all the roots?
Maybe it makes it stronger at this point.
Right,
The roots are
we
holding the bridge
take the
together.
roots out, we may
Yeah, that would be
have,
kind of scary.
exactly. So this is like cozy, like if this is, just the question, like, all right, so it's over here and then here's the wetland, but is it far enough away?
Yes. The map is to scale, more or less. So the blue zone is the spray zone, and CSX sprays at 12 feet from the center line of each track, so a 24-foot spray pattern.
Ah, okay,
And the edge of that 24 feet cannot be within 10 feet of wetland.
Hmm.
So that blue line is approximately 24 feet to scale.
gotcha,
And
okay.
you'll see there are a few of those little call-outs we put there because it looks like, oh, there's a stream under the railroad.
Yeah,
Why isn't it yellow? Because we determined that the culvert opening was more than 10 feet from the edge of the ballasted road. The railroad is elevated, so there's a ballast shoulder.
right,
So it's pretty common that the culvert is far away on either side.
yeah, sure, I mean, they're, yeah, okay. All right, I'm just gonna like fly through these, you know, it gets interesting here. And then this crosshatched yellow is,
That's natural heritage priority habitat.
okay, so that's a no spray.
That, well, the railroad is allowed to spray in the ballast. So in the stone ballast, there's an exemption in the NISA regulations for herbicide application on the stone ballast,
Oh, interesting, okay.
which is
As-
all they do.
And then this like blank area that has no blue, that's just,
There's no wetlands, there's no buffer zone, there's nothing, so they can spray whatever they want.
oh, I see,
But they
okay,
normally just go through once per year anyway.
right,
You were asking earlier, I didn't finish that. Yes, there's a truck, it looks like a big oil tank, the oil delivery truck,
yeah,
and there's a tank full of water with the herbicides mixed in. And there's a bank of nozzles mounted down below in the back of the truck that spray out on as it goes along.
okay, yeah. Huh. Pretty cool, there's such great technology from my kid was obsessed with trains, and when I say obsessed, I mean, like, hook, line, he could have conversations with adults.
That's
Um,
great.
Sorry, Emmett, but we spent a lot of time watching trains
Mhm.
and all of the cool equipment
Yeah.
that goes with it. All right, so here's another area that's busy. All right. And I think we are, oh yeah, that's right, getting out of town towards West Brookfield. Super busy. Ditto, and where is the, yeah, okay, this is all wetland. So they would stop spraying over here?
Looks blue.
No, that's.
No, oh, that's just
buffer.
National Heritage.
Right, That's National Heritage, so
Yeah.
they can only spray in the ballast stone.
Right, okay, all right.
And that's getting into West Brookfield. That purple, that's West Brookfield, so I'm not
Right,
concerned
right.
here. But that's a drinking water supply zone. That purple means they can only spray once every 2 years.
Oh,
That's
interesting,
just for
Yeah.
West Brookfield.
okay. All right, and I need to actually look at your filing. It is whether the boundaries of the resource areas. Do you happen to have the Form 2?
Yep.
Do you guys have any questions?
Nope.
Nope, what's
Not filled out, but here's the page to sign. It's not filled out though, of course.
No, it's fine.
That's the page to sign.
I do kind of have a question, but it's more of a secretary to the select board than conservation.
Okay?
When the Corps came out and did our inspection of the levee, they made note that over by the train track and where the levee is, which is down by Bright's Mill, that there was a lot of vegetation more than 4 feet high, and that's all your property. And one of this, well, I think Mr. Ferrara is supposed to reach out to you guys and see if you could cut that down.
Okay. I don't know where that is. Is it possible to point that out on the map?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
Over here?
Absolutely. So where did you say, because I'm half listening to your question, by Wright's Mill?
Yeah,
Behind the dam.
Okay, is this Wright's Mill?
no, it looks like this. This is Wright's Mill.
Okay, we're getting, did I pass it already? All right, where are we here? What time?
Was that West Warren?
No,
Yes.
that's in Warren.
Okay,
No,
I
it's
think I
West
know where you
Warren.
mean.
It's West Warren.
Oh, I'm
It's
sorry,
right here.
Wright's Mill, sorry, I'm like
It's right
thinking
here.
of,
Okay, yeah,
This is Wright's Mill.
yeah, and there's a little
And
waterfall
this is the
there,
waterfall
yeah.
here, which is the dam. So this is all the levee, all along from here, all the way around the corner, which you guys,
Mhm.
you know. So right through here is
Right there.
growth,
Mhm. Okay.
and they cannot be 4 feet high. You have to be under 4
Less than
feet.
4 feet, okay.
Sorry about that.
That's fine.
I had them. I knew wanted attention, I could say, hey.
so, I'm sorry, I'm being like a little slow here. They changed the form and the language. So the request is whether the boundaries of the resource areas depicted on the plans are accurately delineated, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a form created in 2023. There is no response anymore to that. Our responses are, the area described is not a subject to jurisdiction. That's not true. The work described in the request is within an area subject to jurisdiction, but will not remove, fill, dredge, or alter the area. We can go with that. The work described in the request is within buffer zone, as defined in regulations, because some of it's more.
Mm-hmm.
And the work described in the request is not within an area subject to jurisdiction. And those are our, the area described in the request is subject to jurisdiction under the act, and since the work described meets the requirements for the following exemption as specified in the act, the regulations, no notice is required. Which ones are we gonna do? What do you think? Right?
Yeah,
They
you're right,
changed the
it's-
form, because it
yeah.
used to match one-on-one
Yeah.
from what you submitted.
Yeah.
And most of the time, people don't submit what you requested is whether the boundaries, because
Right.
it's really about the work. This is very frustrating for us. So, do you know of the exceptions? I know there's Federal Transportation Act, which is not part of,
In the RDA, on the RDA form, or at least in the letter, we cited there's 2 or 3 exemptions. But the work is limited to the buffer zone, because we're not spraying any closer than 10 feet to a wetland.
right, okay.
So you could choose that one.
The work described in the request is there with subject to jurisdiction, but not remove. You know what, I'm gonna go with 2, I think, right?
Okay.
Mhm.
It's subject, but it's not going to alter the area, because it's in the buffer too. Are you good with that?
That's fine.
All right. I'm good with that too. Okay, so can I have a motion to issue a negative determination number 2
Make motion to issue negative determination 2
for the CSX?
for CSX. For their
Vegetation,
RDA.
yeah, vegetation management plan. Can I have a second?
Second,
All in favor, please?
Aye, Philip Woodford.
I, Karen Dusty.
Aye, Joyce Ihawker. All right, it's a
Thank
go.
you very much.
That is fantastic. All right, well, good luck. We'll see you in 5 years.
Yeah, sounds good.
Can you just give your name and
Sure.
Here. What else do we have? We did that, we did this. Okay, all right, so we have a request. Oh, I'm just gonna wait a second on that.
Actually, we're a contractor, my company's
But I have,
BHV?
Yes.
not that.
VHB.
There we
Yes.
go. That was us. Thank you for sending documents. It's always good that,
Yeah, no problem.
Yes.
Well, we'll thank Matt, he sent it.
oh, we did?
Yeah, Matt.
Let me check, I wanna make sure that I get it to the right person. I just wanna make sure I get it to the right person, cause
Oh, yeah.
It should come to
Oh,
our
we
attention,
have
if it
him.
goes to CSX in Jacksonville,
Where are we?
Florida, it's gonna get lost.
where does it say?
Oh,
Yeah, well,
right.
That's why I got Florida. Did you put it on here, cause this is what we got?
At the bottom,
Yeah, I wanna make sure that I mail it to the right place. With the right
isn't
spelling.
it right here at the bottom, Worcester?
Here's the address.
Kip,
So right to
VHB.
you.
Front Street, yes.
Alright, so we wanted to go to Kip,
It's
Yeah,
right
either Kip or
Yeah.
me,
The
and
bottom
there's
of
the
the
address, 120 Front Street,
All right.
Worcester.
mail to Worcester. That's what I'm gonna put. Just so I don't know what's going on.
Thank you very much for checking.
Alright, just wanted to confirm that. Alright.
And are we all set with the, oh, we don't have to, oh, yeah, we posted, published. Are we set with the payment?
Yes, there's payment, it was attached to Karen's copy. Yes, we're all set with that.
Okay, very good. All
I
right,
will get
Nice
that
thank
out.
you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a request for an extension on orders of conditions for WA Farms Development LLC. It's the solar project on, we would call it Cutler Road Extension in Warren, but it is considered Beaman Road in West Brookfield. The project, one of the sites already has the solar panels up, and there's another site that is yet to be developed.
Yep.
That site, is in our jurisdiction, or it has one basin that falls
Yes,
under
yeah,
our
Basin H
jurisdiction,
is.
yeah. And you haven't yet started that, I'm just saying this out loud for the general public, you have not yet started that site yet.
No.
Right, okay, other than like
Other than
roughing
this-
in the basins.
Yeah, other than
and-
the initial site work we did,
Yeah,
we haven't done any of the solar
Installation.
installation.
Yep.
no, yeah.
okay, so at this point, you are asking for an extension because you're still working with, having the project tie into, the substation.
Yeah.
And
yes,
there's
the
delays
electric
with that, okay.
Yes.
So, there's really, I have no,
No,
I have really no objections or questions about this.
no.
So, can I have a motion to, 2 years, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so I have a motion to, can I have a motion to, give this project an extension for 2 years?
Make a motion for a 2-year extension for the orders of conditions for WA Farm Development. Is that the one?
I second that.
Okay, all in favor?
I, Philip Woodford.
I, Karen Dusty.
I, Joyce Ihawker. So we're going to extend that to, what's the date today?
It's on
May
there, they
14th.
asked for July 30th,
Yeah,
I
July
believe.
30th, 2027.
27, it's on the form.
Okay, that's fine. All right, that works for me. We will fill the paperwork out, and it'll get to you.
Is that going to you direct?
You can send it to our office and we'll, get it,
Right, because I'll
recorded.
make sure that it goes to the right place.
So 143 West Street, New
No,
Milford?
No. Can you send it to,
I'll
our
take it.
office? I'll give you the
I'll
address.
take it, yeah, we need it. It's easier if I have it.
Yeah,
to make sure.
it's
Okay,
It's actually not on this letter. Oh, yeah, it's right here. So our address is 401 Edgewater Place, Suite 570.
Oh, yeah, okay, so it's on the letterhead,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
yeah, that's great.
And then Wakefield, Mass.
all right. Whose attention?
You can put it to my attention.
And your,
Alex,
Alex?
yeah, and
last
then
name?
Remillard, R-E-M, for Mary, I-L-L-A-R-D.
Okay, perfect. Yep, just so I can get it to the right place.
Yeah, no worries.
Right place, right person.
Are you from the area, around here?
I am not, no, I live in Stoneham.
Gotcha. I knew another
yeah, that's right.
Remillard, and I didn't know how many of them
That's the NOI.
there
No,
were.
I don't know anyone out.
This is, so it's this one here, right?
I lived in Stoneham, I think you and I had this conversation
I think so, yeah.
So I
for a
did fill
short
that one
period
out.
of my life.
I did fill that one out.
No,
All
That
right.
one's all typed. If it's okay with you. That one's all ready. You wanted, that's the one you sent me.
What's that?
That's the one you sent me to make sure it was typed out
Oh,
today.
fantastic. Do we have the signatures?
I knew there was one.
Gosh.
That goes with it, that's what they have to record.
There is,
I say 3 years.
7/30/2025. Yeah, you know what, I'm gonna hand write on this. Isn't there a spot to write? Or extension permit, I'm gonna go like this, and it, what is the date?
What's the date of the extension?
7/30/2025. There we go. Just so that's on there, and then we know that it's a permit. I think you're supposed to, I thought there was a place to put both.
Did you sign it?
Oh, sorry. Looking at what you wrote and forgot to sign.
Oh,
Got it?
oh, can I see that back?
Yep.
Sorry.
'Cause
It says 2027 on it.
well, because that's what they asked for.
It says, I hereby extended to date the order was last extended.
Oh, what's the date on that? Is
It was to
Is that the one-
7/30/2025.
that the one you sent?
The order of conditions
not-
or extension permit is issued to the applicant property owner as,
I got May 10th, 23 on this one that you sent today, actually. Is this the one you were looking for? Is that the date she might be? Is that when we would have extended
date the
it?
order was last extended.
Would it be that? Because you said to print that too.
What date? Oh, May 10th, that's when we issued it. Oh,
Of 23?
the date the orders was last extended was, sorry, 7/30/25. There we go, that's where it was. All right, I'm gonna send this to you, just so it's all on there. Fantastic. Do you, you have signatures, do you wanna just take a copy with you now, or do you want us to put it in the mail?
I'm happy to take with me.
You wanna
Yeah, save
just
I just
make
need
them
to- I'll just need to make us a copy.
make, right, make us a copy or two. and,
Okay.
And then,
And
yeah, I
give
can
him
take it
the
with me.
original and,
Oh, yeah.
right,
Perfect,
so give him the original.
yes,
Okay.
definitely.
All right, I'll make her copies.
In the meantime, I'm gonna go through this paperwork. All right, so have you been to the site? Have you been out in the woods?
I haven't myself, but Chris has been out in the woods and he's telling me that it's, the grass is starting to grow. it was starting to get there in April, so I'm assuming when we walk next week, it'll be a little bit more.
Yeah, I was wondering if like, how's the vegetation look? Is it growing in?
Yeah, he said it was, like, when they went in April, him and Goddard went to go check it out, and it was starting to pop a little bit, but I'm hoping when we go next week.
There's so much that has already grown, so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this was mid to early April, so just in the last 2 weeks, grass has grown like 2 inches a day.
Seriously,
Yeah.
all the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We just seeded the other side across the street back in April, and, grass has been growing really good, so picked a good time to do it. Yeah.
All right, yeah, all right, that's good. 1 of 3, like that. 2, 3, all right, sorry. Okay, so these are- all right. Okay, so that's that.
So it's just the two that he needs, right?
This is for CSX.
So this is just it, he just needs this.
That's all he needs.
Yes, awesome, thank you so much.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
All right,
Yeah,
we'll see you
have a
next
great night.
week.
Yeah, see you next week.
Really?
Good night, thank you.
All right, so just write right here.
All right. For you.
I always leave you a space.
Yeah, I noticed, thank you.
And this is all CSX. Here, that goes with this. And I'm gonna give this to you, so I don't
Okay, which one is
lose
this?
that on
This
you.
is the. Perfect. You don't need this copy? Because I have copies for the file. You're good with,
No, I don't need that.
okay.
Did we vote on this, the April 15th minutes?
No, I don't think
We
we did. It
didn't?
was-
On the
It was the
22nd?
2 March ones, I think. There was 2 huh?
We didn't vote on the 15th, on the 22nd.
No, because I didn't have it done. We voted, we did March ones. Okay, so this goes in here. Yeah, that's this one, all right. That's this one.
I'm not really sure why a motion to close the public hearing for 0 Cronin Road is on the second. So that happened first, and then we closed it, and then we approved the project.
Yeah, so this should be up here where, before the approval of the project.
So which one needs to be changed then? The second one?
I'm sorry, on April 15th, on the second page at the top, it says a motion to close the public hearing. If you would just move that to,
The other one?
Uh,
So that's,
move it to the first page above a motion to approve the project.
oh, okay, right there.
Did you receive any money from Corinna by any chance?
Not yet.
Okay.
All right, so you want that one there.
And can you remove in the paragraph before it that starts with new plans were given?
Yep.
On the last line, it says, Terry Reynolds, engineer, was reviewed with 4 comments that needed discussion.
Are you
Just
on
get rid
that?
of 4, because we probably discussed more than 4.
Get rid of the word for.
Yeah.
The word for.
Yep.
I also have an issue. The last one, motion to adjourn until April 15th. These are the minutes of
Oh.
April 15th.
22nd.
So it's the 22nd.
Oh, good catch, Philip.
At 7:30, because that was the later meeting. See, I was worried about the
Yeah.
7:30. Didn't get the 50. All right, 22nd. 22nd.
All right, can I
This
have
is
a
May
motion
14th, okay.
to accept the minutes with changes?
Make motion to accept the minutes with changes.
Second,
All in favor?
I, Philip Woodford.
by Karen Dusty.
Aye, Joyce Ihawker. And then we have April 22nd. Are we good, if you're comfortable with this, I'll accept a motion.
Make motion for the minutes of April 22nd to accept.
Second,
All in favor?
I, Philip Woodford.
by Karen Dusty.
Aye, Joyce Ihawker. I sent you an email with, Terry Reynolds
The new bill?
has an invoice, it's not on here.
Yeah.
Oh, it is, okay,
It's
sorry,
on there,
sorry.
but Tim just gave me 2 today,
Oh, okay.
but Terry's is.
Oh, Terry's is on there, I'm sorry, I'm
Terry
looking in
should
the wrong
be.
spot for that.
I did copy that. Yes, I did copy that.
All right, so I'll take payroll and bills.
So the new bills are on top, and there's only one sheet for payroll.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to ratify payroll for Corinne?
Make motion to ratify payroll for pay period 4/2025 through 5/3/2025 in the amount of $248.88.
Second,
All in favor?
I, Philip Woodford.
Aye,
by
Joyce.
Karen Dusty.
Oops, sorry. Aye, Joyce Ihawker. Now, we're signing this, right?
Yes.
Is this, I know the,
You do always leave me the one in the middle.
Well, I look at it, I'm bottom of the totem pole, so I get the bottom part.
Joyce is at the top, there's no other
So I gotta
totem pole.
turn that in. So that's gotta be turned.
I'm not really sure what that means exactly, but, all right.
Standing
we-
on top of a pile. How's that?
Standing on top of the pile. All right, can I have, a motion to pay local IQ, reimburse Corinne? I'm gonna try to put these in order. Oh, I have,
Yeah, Tim's stuff was new.
Two
Gave it to me
additional.
After I typed everything. Yep.
where's local IQ? I just wanna put this in order.
Okay, did we do a second table for Mass Core picnic table for Lucy Stone? Did we do two?
Because we voted on that already.
We did vote on that. I'm not sure what happened with it because she was out, that just came in the mail again. I did
so-
turn it in, so I'm not sure if she paid it or not.
Oh, Ray, don't give us again to pay it. If
No.
we-
No,
That's-
just double check with
I wanna
her.
double check with her, but when I went, because it came in yesterday and she wasn't here,
Yeah,
so I
she's
have it
out
on
this
a
week.
note to double check with her, because that came in.
Yeah, because if we didn't order two, then we don't need to approve that one, because we've already approved it.
And I don't know what she would have done with the other one, because I don't,
I'm sure she probably paid it.
you think it might have crossed in the mail? That's
Yeah.
what
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
thinking.
of course. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
Do you want me to hold off on that then?
yeah, all right, we're at Mass Core for 479, and then how much is this?
Same thing.
Okay, no, we're not. We'll just take
Because
that
I was
off.
trying to confirm that, but couldn't do that. She was not here. All right, so get
All right,
that.
local IQ, Corinne, MACC, and Terry Reynolds. We're gonna start with those. And Mass Core on the, I'm gonna say
Okay,
duplicate,
I'll just say check,
please check.
check with accountant.
All right. All right,
Ready?
yep.
Make a motion to pay local IQ 2223 for a public hearing notice. Yeah?
Do you want to just read them all?
I have 2230.
That one, is there two stapled together? Because we got another one of those yesterday too. Like I had one and they sent another one, so I'm not sure which one is the right one, because that top one came in yesterday.
Okay, do you
I
not
gotta
check
call them.
against what we paid before?
No, that was not
That has never
paid.
been paid. Right?
Those have never been paid. But are there two different amounts? Because I can
All
check
right,
with
let
her
me see.
on that as well,
We have,
next week.
1306 is due. Invoice is March 1st to March 31st. And then we have 2144 due from April 1st to April 30th.
None of those match this.
And then this says 2233.
23.
Oh, right, yeah. There's, none of those match that. I'm not sure, maybe that was just a typo. We didn't pay this invoice, the March invoice?
Again, I was gonna ask her yesterday, she's not.
Did we
Did
vote on
we,
it?
did we approve it already?
It was approved, but I don't know that it was paid because of the way we got that.
We don't need to approve it again then.
We don't need to approve it again.
But I wanna make sure she paid it.
Well,
Oh,
we
that's
don't
fine.
have to approve it. Our role here is to approve it. Your job is to make sure it's paid. You see, like we vote on it. We don't want to ratify it again and have
Right.
it submitted. What we want to do is make sure.
Make sure that it was paid, because that's what I tried doing until she told me that she's on vacation.
Well, we should have that documentation already in our file, like in the bills. You would, how do you process your bills?
I have a folder with bills in it, but I don't go up to make sure that she paid it. Should I go up and check?
No, what you should be, if we receive another of these, you should go into the bill folder to make sure that we have one that matches this. This could be the first time we received it. It could be. I don't know. But if it's not, we shouldn't approve it. But if we did approve it, we would have approved it in April,
Which, according to the.
which according to
We did not.
this, we did not, so maybe we
I think
didn't.
that's the new ad
Maybe
that
we
we
missed
put
it.
in, that,
Maybe we just never got it before and you just got it after we had our meeting in April. I mean, it's very possible.
I know that top one came yesterday.
And this one came yesterday. All right, you know what?
That one
Let's
came
just-
yesterday and the picnic table came yesterday.
So we have-
I totally was not sure.
All right, so we have two amounts, Philip. 2144,
And that's for March?
and that is for April. And then for March, it's 1306. Do we pay in cash?
No. She mails a check.
Well, yeah, that's cash as opposed to credit card. All right.
Yes.
All right, make a motion to pay local IQ Telegram and Gazette for public hearing notice for March in the amount of 1306, and for April in the amount of 2144.
Second,
All in favor?
I, Philip Woodford.
I, Karen Dusty.
Aye, Joyce Ihacker.
And I will go up and check on that too, to make sure. Check.
Thank you. Can I have a motion?
Yeah, I can go through the rest of them.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, make a motion to reimburse Corinne Thibodeau the amount of $14.13 for mailings for ASD Cronin Mass Solar.
Yeah,
Yep.
Second,
MACC Fundamentals Unit 102 for Karen Dusty in the amount of $65.
great,
And T Reynolds Engineering in the amount of $75.
fantastic.
Okay.
Second?
second,
All in favor?
I, Philip Woodford.
I, Karen Dusty.
Aye, Joyce Ihacker. My chicken scratch is getting, all right, and I'm gonna.
That's what these are.
All right, I have two additional invoices. One of them are expenses for Lucy Stone Park in the amount of $316.21. And then the other is Valentini Land Care. And the amount is $825. And I'll take a motion.
Take a motion to pay expenses related to Lucy Stone Park for $316.21, and Valentini Land Care for $825.
Second,
All in favor?
I, Philip Woodford.
I, Karen Dusty.
Aye, Joyce Ihacker. All right, I'm gonna send that along with you. You can give to Corinne. Thank you. correspondence.
We do. This letter came anonymous, and then there was some stuff that I printed out. That first thing came anonymously.
Anonymous. Oh, anonymous. There's a clear-cut logging operation now in progress on the upper north end of North Street. It's,
We had a forest cutting plan for that.
we did, right?
Yeah.
That note also went to the Board of Health. Same note, same envelope.
All right. So if the person is listening, they have a forest cutting plan for that area. And if you would like, to see, we have the forest cutting plan in the conservation office. You're welcome to come in and ask Corinne for it during office hours. Okay. New England Environmental Design. I need to recuse myself from this, from any decision-making, but they're doing work for
Next Gen.
Next Gen. Did they send you the chemicals they want to use?
Nope,
Oh,
I don't think so. Hang on.
they were gonna send you an email. The vegetation next to the stream, is Japanese knotweed, and they cut it down, it's now 5 feet tall.
I
You
thought
know,
I
because
sent
it's-
that to you, did I not?
It's Japanese knotweed. The guy sent an email that ended up to me because it's like the generic conservation, you can go on the website and it ends up being sent to me. And it just said, please call Joe or whoever it was, and so I called. And he said, oh yeah, this is Next Gen. I'm like, well, I can't really talk to you about this, but what's going on? And he's like, oh, I'm conversing with Karen, and we really need, he goes, we're gonna spray the stuff. And I'm like, well, you can't do that without a permit. Just as a point of order, I can't vote on it, but any work you did, it is bank. And he was calling it buffers to bank. It's a little bit of a stretch in terms of, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna argue or have a conversation. There may be a discrepancy about that, but either way, you would still need to come before the commission before spraying, because it's an activity that does stuff. I may be wrong. And that's kind of how I left it. I said, the sooner you send information to Karen,
He did send something back to me, did I?
about the chemical, he
And I
said,
thought
we're
I
using a
forwarded-
chemical that can be used in the wetlands.
Did I forward it to both of you from KL Dusty?
And so I just thought, since you had a license, you would know about this, and, wrong.
Yeah, so when we worked, depending on what town we were in, we did spray. We had stuff that was specifically made for spraying in wetlands. So glyphosate that had no surfactants in it, and then we used a wetland safe surfactant, basically like an orange peel oil,
Oh, yeah,
to break down the coating on the leaves to help absorb the chemical. When we were really close to streams, what we would do is a cut and inject method. So for knotweed, it looks like a hollow tube.
right,
So we would cut it down close, leave about a foot sticking up, and we would just put concentrated chemical directly into the stem to kill the root system.
right,
And that would prevent any overspray into the stream.
right.
So when we were really close to a running stream, that was our go-to. It's more time consuming, more labor intensive, but it prevents overspray.
Yeah, because I tried to send it out back to him, any kind of response, and my computer wouldn't let me. So I sent it from KL Dusty at Gmail to send it out.
I saw
to him.
something about an email being bounced back, yeah.
Oh, I kept on getting a bounce back, sending
To
you
you.
something. When I was sending it from,
Yeah,
my
from
town, when you sent it to the town and then I was forwarding something to you, it doesn't work, so I ended up just sending you something duplicate from my Concom Gmail account, because the town account, for some reason, your account does not want to accept.
But, and neither did NextGen's, and that's when I went to KL Dusty and I did it.
Oh,
from there.
yeah.
So.
Oh, isn't that interesting? Yeah, there's something, emails are so frustrating. They are looking at your email, Gmail is looking at it as spam.
Mm-hmm.
So it was shutting it down. But in either way, one of you guys needs to have a conversation with, I can even have a conversation because it's not a decision, but I really should probably stay. The selectmen are voting tomorrow because of a conflict of interest, because I'm in a butter, but they can override that
Okay.
if it's, it's cutting Japanese knotweed. It's not like I'm making a boatload of money on this at all. So, but we do need to make sure that they file with us and, have a conversation with us.
Yeah, just tell us what they're going to do to minimize the impact to the stream.
So since you know more about knotweed and all that kind of stuff, do you want to call Josh?
Sure, I can take care of that.
Okay. Let me, after the meeting, I'll go and get,
I have his number right here too, but yeah, we'll get you the number
And that's at NextGen, or is that?
at Next Gen.
That's-
And then he could hook you up with he was gonna ideally send, I don't think I have anything new, but he ideally was gonna send.
let's see, I think I do.
I have Alex, no, I don't have anything new. I have so many emails. Yeah. But it is, they cut it, they cut it a couple of weeks ago, and just in this weather, he's like, it's 4 feet tall. I'm like, really?
Oh, yeah.
And it is 4 or 5 feet tall.
That's the company that they hired to handle it.
Oh, right. The New England Environmental Design.
So that's the company that they hired to handle this. But he did respond to me, but of course I left my phone on the charger.
Oh, you know what? You can have this.
Okay.
And that one, Corinne, sorry. I'm like my mother calling everybody the wrong name. Corinne should have a copy for the office,
I do, I have one already.
and then you can have that one.
Cause I got the email and everything, I got a file.
Okay, excellent.
That was just to remember to discuss it.
But what I would, whatever you guys decide between, the time I can vote, which is, I can vote next meeting, but if you decide that you wanna allow activity beforehand, totally up to you. If you think that you wanna move it along, we can have another meeting in between. Like, whatever you wanna decide. Another month of waiting is gonna be,
It's not gonna make much of a difference if we wait a month. You can come back next month.
okay. All right,
The
so,
knotweed will be 5 feet instead of 4 feet.
it could be 10 feet instead, but,
Well, no, it
like,
tops out at like
I-
6 feet.
I think he was anxious to get it
Is that what is
done.
going on? He wants to do it
Well, I
quick?
think he was anxious, like everybody else, right? He was anxious to move forward because of the young leaves
Mhm.
is the good time to get in it, and they have to do multiple applications before the end of the year, although spraying the leaves right next to the stream is not necessarily I think you should have a conversation and then just make the decision.
Sure. Yeah. We did cut and dab, cut and inject, when we were on stream banks. It's not unheard of,
Yeah, no, yeah.
so.
I helped my in-laws in the prairie, and when we were near a stream, we had to cut, dab. We were allowed to walk around with a paint can, and
Yeah,
as long as we had,
same idea.
yeah.
Yep.
Just,
We had a little, it's like a half gallon, you pump it up, and you just spray it with a thumb thing, cut it, toss the steak and it leaves a little tube, you spray it right into the tube till it's full, let it soak in and absorb down into the roots. He's gonna have to have some kind of long-term vegetation management, even after this. That stuff
Yeah.
keeps coming back.
It's gonna be years, it's gonna
Yeah.
be like a 5-year plan.
Yeah.
So I wonder, and that was the other thing, there is something, well, it's called a bundled NOI, but that doesn't, if he does if he comes before us, again, the decision is it bank? He's calling it, in that letter, he's calling it not bank, he's calling it buffer to the stream. Where does the bank end? Cause we're really splitting hairs here.
I guess the bank ends at the high point of a flood, right? So if it ever gets to that point, if the water ever raises to that point, then that's bank. But if it never goes beyond that point, then it's not bank anymore, right? It becomes a foot of buffer zone or 2 feet of buffer zone.
Cause the wall is like this, and then it goes like that, and then I'd have to go
So
back.
even if it never gets up that high, it's still sloped into,
It is totally sloped,
Mm.
there's a channel.
Totally.
There's a channel, and it's growing in the section that's like this, as well as here. I would consider it bank, but,
Would you?
you know, I'd have to go back and look again. Just to say, all right, you
yeah,
know,
you're splitting hairs at that point, right?
it really
Whatever gets
is
wet or
like,
it doesn't.
the difference is this much.
Yeah.
And it really, you know, it is literally splitting hairs. But is
Oh.
it the difference, look, you know, it is the difference between an RDA, I suspect, and, but if it is within the inner 50, do we do a notice of intent and just call it, or can we just say it's an RDA because it's in buffer?
If he's open to working with us and doing it, the more labor-intensive way to make sure that it doesn't get in the stream, then I think an RDA is all right. I don't know if we need to make him do an NOI.
I think he's just really, really frustrated because he's had nothing but headaches with this town since he bought Spencer's.
That,
Sorry.
well, yeah.
But it's still,
I mean, I understand the expectation is to not have to deal with paperwork, but unfortunately, the town has, you know,
and
they're,
that's what I explained to him when I called him the very first time. I said, I understand you've done a lot of paperwork, but now you're dealing with conservation, and you haven't dealt with this before. We need you to do this, we need you not to do that, and this is why, so this is what you need to do. And then, that's when he sent me that letter from the people, and then that's when,
and they should have known better.
Oh, these guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they should know that you need to reach out to conservation to spray within right? I mean, isn't
Yeah.
that part of your training,
Yeah.
right? When you get a license, if you're next to a resource area, you need to make sure that it's okay with conservation. So I kind of feel like,
It was
An
a way
over-
to try and not come to us.
yeah, right, exactly. And, I get it. I do, but, if he needed to do this, I mean, a month ago when they were cutting stuff down, they could have easily come in at that point, would be done by now.
Yeah. And even now, if they were here now, we could have this conversation.
His kid has like a wiffle ball game or
Okay.
something, it was his
Alright.
first one, so I'm like, yeah, I mean, I get
Alright.
it, I get it. But anyway,
I'll call them tomorrow.
yeah,
that
See
would
what
be
they say.
great, because you speak his language, I don't.
is that?
I'm learning it.
Only, all right, I'm gonna give this back to you. Anonymous is really challenging, because there's really nothing and there's nothing that we can do anyway, but. Is there any other correspondence?
Yep, that was it.
Did I hit everything on this list? We've got that, and then, Benny. I don't remember when Corinna said she was gonna pay us. Uh, Oh, do you have the order of condition, the registry of deeds? Did she send that to us in a document?
I've not gotten it yet.
She said, I want to let you know that we recorded and we'll share a copy with you once it's been approved and posted on the Worcester County Registry of Deeds. Okay. Targeting the earliest possible date to send as Wednesday, 5/14.
So that's today.
It should be delivered to the town by next Thursday or Friday. Okay, so we should be getting it, payment by, if not tomorrow, then you should see it when you come in next week on
Right,
Wednesday.
you usually get the mail, do you get our mail or does she
I mean,
get
it's
it?
not a bit, yeah, well, I mean, we just, I mean, it would be good to know that we have it.
Okay, that's
She
fine.
might get it before.
Yeah, just, you know, it'll be good to know because it's been
I will let you know.
a little bit. Okay, fantastic. And I think other than that, we have, that should be closed out. So we just have those two things. Corinne, if you do get the, certificate of, you know, from the Registry of Deeds, just like send a note
Okay,
that says we have it in hand. And then
Okay.
you can file it with anything. And I have two, one of them you don't have a copy
right,
of.
about, is that the file stuff?
It's the filing, and then I have
Okay.
another one, and they sent us so many versions of it.
Go through it and get rid of
So
the
but this very last one is good, you need to keep that, but what they don't have in that package is the original notice of intent filing, as in, you know, the paperwork, the form.
I have that, I think. I have that.
So
The big fi-
that
'cause the
goes all
file's
the way back
huge.
to October, so that's in the
Right.
first one from
The big one.
October. And I don't know, honestly, we just need that, just because we need that document.
Mhm.
And we need the last, the last, which is the
The last
11th.
one, the big packet.
And then I
Yeah,
put
that's
the
one
March
I don't have,
6th,
The one with all the attachments.
but this is the last one, that's the final one.
All right, the April 11th.
But that one also has some information in it that we, you know,
All right, I'll go through and make sure that we don't keep duplicate.
yeah, that one we
That's the
definitely
one.
need, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, because we have an October, then we have like a December one,
Mhm.
we have a
We've got March and April.
March,
yeah.
we also, there's another one in between there that I
Okay.
didn't bring because it was enormous. And
Okay, that will definitely.
I'm trying to like clean up and not hold on to crap in my house, so I can throw that away. All right, I think that we're good.
Motion to adjourn.
So that's the one we continued.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye. Philip Woodford.
I, Karen Dusty.
I, Joyce Ihawker.
We are adjourned.